What if one of the most unforgettable movies of the year wasn't about superheroes, giant franchises, or billion-dollar spectacles, but about a beekeeper fighting to protect his family, his legacy, and everything he believes in? At first glance, The Rivals of Amziah King sounds almost impossible to categorize. It's a family drama. It's a musical. It's a crime thriller. It's a story about honey production in rural Oklahoma. And somehow, against all odds, those wildly different ingredients appear to blend into something truly special. After making a huge impression with The Vast of Night, director Andrew Patterson returns with a film that feels even more ambitious, more emotional, and far more unpredictable. And judging by the early reactions following its SXSW premiere, The Rivals of Amziah King may become one of the biggest surprise hits of 2026. Set deep within the forests and open landscapes of rural Oklahoma, the story centers on Amziah King, played by Matthew McConaughey, in what may be one of his most charismatic performances in years. Amziah is not a king in the traditional sense. He doesn't rule an empire. He doesn't command armies. Instead, he runs one of the most successful honey operations in the region while leading a quirky bluegrass band made up of friends, dreamers, and local outsiders. His life feels simple on the surface. Music fills the air. Family traditions remain alive. The honey business continues to thrive. But beneath that peaceful image lies a growing storm. The emotional heart of the story begins when Amziah's estranged adopted daughter Katari unexpectedly returns home. Played by newcomer Angelina Lookingglass, Katari brings both hope and pain back into Amziah's life. For years, distance and unresolved emotions have separated them. Now, Amziah sees an opportunity to rebuild what was lost. And for a brief moment, it feels possible. The relationship between Amziah and Katari becomes the foundation of the film. Their interactions are filled with warmth, awkwardness, regret, and a genuine desire to reconnect. Patterson treats these moments with remarkable care, allowing the audience to feel every emotional crack that has formed over the years. But just as this fragile reunion begins to heal old wounds, new threats emerge. Because in this world, even honey can become a battlefield. The honey industry may seem peaceful from the outside, but The Rivals of Amziah King transforms it into a fiercely competitive arena where rivals are willing to destroy each other to stay on top. As competitors begin targeting Amziah's business, tensions rise rapidly. What starts as a heartfelt family drama slowly evolves into something darker, much darker. One of the film's most fascinating qualities is how effortlessly it shifts between tones. One moment we're watching friends gather in a living room, singing bluegrass songs late into the night. The next moment we're witnessing conflict, betrayal, and violence erupt with shocking intensity. And somehow, it works. The musical sequences deserve special attention. Rather than feeling like traditional musical numbers, they emerge naturally from the characters and their environment. The songs feel lived in, authentic, and deeply connected to the culture of rural Oklahoma. These moments create a sense of community that makes the film's darker turns even more impactful. When violence finally arrives, it feels personal. The stakes feel real. And suddenly the audience realizes this isn't simply a charming small-town story anymore. It's a battle for identity, family, and survival. Matthew McConaughey thrives within this unique environment. His performance carries the same effortless charm audiences have loved for years, but there's also vulnerability beneath the confidence. Amziah is a man desperately trying to hold together the pieces of a life he's spent years building. He wants to protect his family. He wants to preserve his legacy. And perhaps most importantly, he wants one final chance to make things right. Angelina Lookingglass is equally impressive. As Katari, she brings emotional depth and authenticity to a character caught between two worlds. Her presence grounds the film and gives it much of its emotional power. Visually, Andrew Patterson once again proves why many consider him one of the most exciting filmmakers working today. Every frame feels carefully crafted. The vast Oklahoma landscapes are breathtaking, yet never distracting. They become an extension of the story itself. The camera captures beauty everywhere: golden fields, dense forests, dusty roads, and warm family gatherings. Yet beneath that beauty, danger constantly lurks. What impressed me most is Patterson's willingness to take risks. Most films choose a single genre and stay safely within its boundaries. The Rivals of Amziah King refuses to do that. It is messy at times. It is ambitious. It occasionally feels like three different movies colliding into one. But that boldness is precisely what makes it memorable. In an era where many films feel manufactured by committee, this movie feels deeply personal. Every strange creative decision, every musical sequence, every emotional confrontation carries the fingerprint of a filmmaker with a clear vision. By the time the story reaches its conclusion, The Rivals of Amziah King becomes something larger than a tale about honey production or business rivalry. It becomes a story about belonging, about forgiveness, about family, and about the lengths people will go to protect the things they love. Whether this film becomes a major box office success remains to be seen. But one thing is already clear: Andrew Patterson has created a movie unlike anything else arriving in theaters this year. It's funny, it's emotional, it's surprising, and it's impossible to forget. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review and breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Are you excited to see The Rivals of Amziah King? We'd love to hear what you think.